Hey there, happy day 1081. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here with What's She Up To Now, just documenting the journey as I transition from the brick and mortar world, corporate world, over a quarter century in corporate America, plus simultaneously 47, it's going to be 48 years in about March that I have been involved in different businesses, different industries, lots of different businesses, lots of different industries. Probably, you know, approaching it. I haven't counted any of my online ones. It was 27 before I did anything online. I'm not sure how I segregate and count the different things I've done online. Do I count every different thing that I've done online? Do I count every different thing that was a positive success and made money on? No, because some of the things I count in the offline world weren't my definition of success. Remember, we each get our own definition of success. So today, I want to just talk a minute about my idiom for supersize your business today was hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. And it got me to thinking about the whole plan A, plan B, contingency plan, emergency action plans, options. What do you do if you have your heart set on something and you make a couple of attempts at it and it you just aren't making any headway? You're not getting anywhere. Do you have just a plan A? This is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to create, and nothing's going to stop me. And I believe in that. I believe you have to have focus and that there's power in that. But I don't believe that you can say, this is my only option. And that's different than having a plan B, plan C, plan D, plan E, plan F, G, H, all the way to Z and beyond if you have to achieve what it is that you want. So we've got our big picture vision and purpose and what it is that we want to create in the world, right? We've got our big vision. This is what I'm going to do. Or maybe it isn't your overall global one, but you've got a big long-term vision or goal or purpose that you want to achieve. To me, that's my plan A. My plan A is the big picture vision, and nothing is going to stop me from getting there. Now, I know that along the way, I'm going to have all these ups and downs and ups and downs. I'm going to make 2 steps forward, 5 steps back, 1 step forward, 1 step back, 5 steps forward, 1 step back. And it's going to be like that. That's how we achieve everything and anything. It's how we learn. Did you start walking right out of the gate? Now, I'll take that back because my son did. But I don't know of very many people that didn't try to walk, fall down, try to walk, fall down, pull yourself up on the couch and fall down hundreds and hundreds of times. But you didn't quit the end goal, which was learning how to walk, right? You're walking around today. Most of us are walking around today. Now, I know there's exceptions, but most of us are walking around today, right? Unless something happened that prevents us now from walking around, like arthritis or inflammation and things. As we get older, that impacts a lot of us. So my plan A, or if your plan A is to walk, you're not going to give up on that no matter what, no matter how many tries, no matter how many different things you have to pull yourself up on, no matter how many times you fall down, you're going to get up again and you're going to walk. To me, that's my plan A. My plan A is, what is my end objective, my big end objective? But I know that I'm going to have to try, different contingency plans, different emergency action plans, different things, because the life and the world around us is always spinning and changing, right? There's no way to get off until we die. It's always going to be changing. So how are we going to respond to that? I say we be flexible and open, and we always know that there's infinite possibilities and options for us. There isn't one direct path from where you are to where you want to be. Even if people like to use the GPS example and the direct directions. Now you can ask your global positioning system. You can ask your GPS. I love that GPS has been invented because it is such an incredible analogy, and most people understand if I say your GPS, they know what I'm talking about. When I was first starting out in my career, no, there was no such thing. It's a new invention. There's so many cool things that have been invented like that technologically that make our lives so amazing. We just take them for granted now. But a GPS is one of those. A cellular phone. Everybody having a phone is another one of those. I remember when we first had cell phones. My first cell phone was one of these bags in a box. It was like hovering around a heavy briefcase. My brother-in-law had one, and then we started to get one. But I was around back in the pager days when we had pagers as in corporate America as managers and to communicate with people. And you'd have to go find a phone, a pay phone. Remember those? Boy, I'm aging myself. So we want to always have flexibility in how we get there. We can be rigid and focused on what we want, but we want to be open and flexible and flowing with exactly how we're going to get there. So I guess that's my whole thing about plan A, but yeah, you got a plan A, you got a primary focus, but how you're going to get there, you might have plan B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, all the way, to infinity and beyond, because you're going to keep figuring stuff out and using options and trying different things until you actually get to your end game, your end goal. So that was triggered off of my thinking of hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. Why? Because we need to do that. We have so many things outside of us that really aren't in our control. The only thing we can ever control and count on is our response, our reaction, what we're going to do based on what's happening around us. What's happening inside of us is always up to us, but outside of us, not so much, right? It's like thinking we can control the weather or getting upset about the weather. There's 0 point in getting upset about the weather because it's going to happen regardless. There's 0 point in being afraid of dying, although millions and millions and millions and probably billions of people are afraid of dying. But there's no point because it's going to happen. Irregardless to what we think or believe, every single one of us here on the planet today is going to expire at some time. I think the interesting thing and the scary thing about dying is that we just never know when it's going to happen. But I think that's why we want to remember to be grateful and experience life every single day, not wait till something happens. Wait till we get a job, wait till we get a house, wait till we get a raise, wait till we are, get married, wait till we get divorced, wait till whatever until we're going to be happy. If we don't be happy right now, we're squandering our life. So that was our idiom for today, which is also a proverb. And it's one of those, that's been around since BC, before Christ, not before COVID. Although I suspect that someday we're going to consider and have some kind of a way to describe before COVID and life before COVID and life after COVID. Although I did have a dream, and I woke up this morning. I had a dream that COVID was just gone, that it was cured and gone and just disappeared. It was a really good dream. I don't know. It was funny, but I'm like, why? I woke up and COVID was gone. I'm like, that would be awesome. It would still take the world a while to adjust, and everybody wants to go back to normal or talk about the new normal. Well, I don't think we're living in the new normal. I don't think that people are going to be afraid forever. I think that this fear-mongering that we've been putting up with, I think it's got to end, because we live in America. We want to be free. We want to not be afraid of one another, and we certainly don't want to be fighting with one another all the time, especially over something as frivolous and ridiculous and asinine as politics. Yes, I said it. Politics in our country nowadays are absolutely positively ridiculous and asinine. And I think that a lot of us have to step up and stand up for rationality and going back to, hey, what's the real purpose of our 3 branches of government? Are they meeting that purpose? Are the people honorably and ethically and morally fulfilling their jobs and roles in those? And if they're not, massive changes need to come forth. And they have to. I mean, when a system is broken, it needs to be fixed. And I don't think there's any doubt in anyone's mind that our judicial system, our legislature, and even our executive branch and all of the acronym type agencies, they've been sick for a long time, and there has to be some accountability and some repair to getting them back to their original purpose, or get rid of them, because it's just not right to be trying to destroy the American people over politics. That is my opinion for the day. All right, what else is going on? 365-day challenge to do one thing every day that centers you. Today's was about exercise, either mental or physical exercise, because it's good for you. I can't remember who said it, but it was a saying about that. And of course, getting up and moving, just moving. And I've noticed that during COVID and into 2021, because, it's still COVID time, I feel like a slug. And so I'm going to continue over the next few days to find how can I build more movement into everything that I do, so that I'm not feeling so sedentary. But I think that, and I try to get out and do stuff every day, but, or out at least and walk and exercise and get fresh air. But I've noticed that, especially when it gets cold here in Wisconsin, I push back on that, and I make excuses. Yes, I make excuses for not wanting to do something, just like everybody else. Do I let myself get away with it? Not very often. I listen to my excuses in my head and then I start laughing and I'm like, okay, well, that's a crock. So get your tennis shoes on and go, or your boots, and go for a walk. It's boot walking weather now. So, all right. If I can help you in any way, ask in the comments below. Otherwise, I'll be with you tomorrow. Let you know what I'm doing. There will be a new challenge coming very soon. I did an interview with Molly Dorst on Monday. She's got a, oh my gosh, I forgot what it is. Something hacking. Not visibility hacking. I think it is visibility hacking thing that she does. And she, like me, does videos every day. Although I think she interviews people a lot as well. In addition to doing a video every day, she interviews people a lot for her tribe. And it was fun to be on her podcast. I'll actually be on Friday, just in a couple of days, because she knew she couldn't do it live. So she said, hey, can I interview you? And I'm like, yes, of course you can. Well, she would have had more time to talk about challenges, because I'm sure there's some even more things that I could share with people. And I probably should have told them that they can just go to the Get Up and Go Challenge page and they can learn how to do challenges. They can get all the past challenges, things like that. That probably would have been beneficial. But I did realize that I like doing other people's challenges, but I personally have to be doing one of my own all the time. Or not all the time, but I kind of have to be doing one all the time. I've been doing them for so many years. When I'm in between challenges now, I feel like, well, what is my thing for today? What is my challenge for today? And so, doing the little one thing every day that centers me. I started doing this 4 years ago now. This is my 4th year in a row of doing this. I started doing it because I was afraid to do videos. And I thought, well, how can I get over my fear of doing videos? And on my bookshelf, I had this little book called Do One Thing Every Day That Scares You. I had gotten it, and a copy for myself and a copy for one of my friends at the cabin. And we were going to do it to not be afraid of doing this network marketing company that we were both involved in. Of course, it didn't work. We didn't do the book. And she may well be in the network marketing company as well. I'm sure I'm still registered, but I haven't done anything in that company for at least since I came online. So it's been, and longer than that, it's been since 2013, I think I joined that company. So since 2014, I would have stopped doing it for sure. I think I joined it in 2000. I don't remember, 12 or 13, whenever it started. I was like right in the beginning. And they had this method and this way that you had to do everything, which, the bigger they got, which they become a huge company, the bigger they got, the more constricted and what you had to do in certain ways became. And I still, every once in a while, I'll get a letter from compliance about something that was on one of my social media accounts, or still is, from literally, 2013. They're like, you need to remove this. It's against our guidelines. And I'm like, help me find it. Well, they've gotten smarter now, and they actually will send you a link to it so you can go find it and delete it. It's a lot easier and faster. But in the beginning, it was just like, you have stuff. And I remember going onto my Facebook page and deleting like 800 posts that I'd made for that company. So because they had graphics and pictures, and I would just share 1 or 2 or 3 every day. And it was like, it doesn't take long to get hundreds and hundreds of posts when you're doing something like that. Again, that's the kind of marketing I don't agree with anymore, because I've learned more. We do the best we can with knowing what we can at the time, but when we learn something and we know better, then we do better. So that's an example of that. So that's why I started doing this. And then I just started doing it. I started with the Do One Thing Every Day That Scares You book. And I thought, I'm going to commit to myself. I'm going to do this every day to get over the fear of doing live video. So I made a live video, and I saw a couple of them the other day, and I'm like, they're really, if people hate my videos now, please don't go back and watch any of my previous ones, because they would horrify you. But yeah, believe it or not, I've actually gotten better. But that's why I do this. So it's just usually a quick 1-minute thing. Plus, guess what? It gives me something to focus on and improve on a teeny tiny bit every day for a year. Does that work? Well, I'm not afraid to do video anymore. So doing one thing a day that scares me was very beneficial. I'm a lot happier. I had a lot more fun last year than a lot of people did, because last year it was do one fun thing every day. And so I'm assuming and planning and absolutely positively certain that at the end of this year, I will be much more centered, much more focused, much calmer and more peaceful than I am right now. All right. Have a great day. Be with you tomorrow. Bye.